Someone said to me one time that it could be a tree that was, during the Ice Age, that was compressed and down to that level. Then others say it could be a flower, or it could be a fern with its imprint in the stone, and that got crushed during the Ice Age. We don't really know. Ireland was a different place then. The whole world was a different place. The train left the coal yard when it reloaded and went down through Ward's Field and off across the road down by the Sandys. That was the river. And then it would go into Comer, in through the Prince. It crossed the road to Hogue Bridge and the river, and it went out at the back of the houses and crossed the street, Barrack Street, and went down to, past the Cannon's house. It went down to the back of the town then, and on to what's now as James Farrell's house. And it cut on down to Corbett's town, that sort of way in County Kilkenny. This is where you'd come in, and the coal came up here in trams and went into the landing area to be separated. They'd have screens with different sizes come out on a conveyor into those bays. There'd be cobbles in one, breakage, aggie nuts. In one place there'd be the wash nuts. Then you had beans and peas.
Going into a town, and there was roads out, a road out the clock here. It's the very same in the mine. You would drive the drift down. The drift was the main road. Say you take a town off of it. They drive a coal face here and a coal face right and left, and they drive on them, and they take roads off of all them places up along. And it's the same now, the main drift. The drift would be driven on, and there'd be different roads every so often turned off. That's how they opened up, the whole coal face was all opened up, and they were leaving no coal behind them. This was all taken out. When the coal face was being cut, the conveyor belts were moved in, nearly up beside the coal, and there'd be maybe 12, 13 or 14 coal fillers that come in the next day, and they'll clean off all that. There could be off one coal face, there could be 230 or 240 boxes of coal. And each man that filled all that coal, he had a certain yardage to clear off, maybe 8 or 9 yards of coal, and timber that has been secured. That was his job.
This is a bit blank on the surface. And then you go down about 100 yards, you can notice the difference in the air. You can feel it in your lungs, the change. The oxygen goes out of the air. The further you go down in the pit, it's harder to breathe. Just imagine it when you're 2 miles down.
Same temperature all year round. 1 minute if you cut out one of the coal. You'll be in under the canch, or you take out the coal. And you keep that propped and you work on your side. Shooting is where there's a pile of stones. A fault, yeah. That's where the coal runs out. See, a fault is like a tree. You could have a major fault, which would be a big one, and there'd be small junior ones running off of it, like branches. And we call those clips.
Mining engineers said it would take 2 to 3 years for the mines to flood. How wrong they were. Within 3 months, the water was flowing out to the mouth of the tunnel.